Hi guys, Astrology Africa here. My name is Ademola. I want to thank you all for really staying tuned with me all along. Today, I'll be talking about destiny markers in the horoscope part 2, which is the ascendant or the rising sign. Just like the lunar nodes, the ascendant or the rising sign is an important and intrinsic part of the horoscope. And this ascendant or rising sign further describes the personality trait, the individual's character, and how an individual will behave. Also, how an individual will look facially, which is why I keep stressing and telling people that astrology is more than your sun sign, which the general public have, or just create these certain biases and all of that. As the sun rises in the east, so does your ascendant or the rising sign is in the east. And if you remember, if you've been following me, one of my very first videos, I talked about what are the 3 things that an individual needs to know before he or she can request for an astrological reading, which are number 1, your place of birth, number 2, your date of birth, and number 3, your time of birth. Well, in the African society, or from experience in our environment, I found out that over 90% of the population, over 90% of people do not know their time of birth because there are no records in this climb. Every place has energy, every place has longitude and latitude, and every place has a time zone. One of the generalized time zone used in calculating an individual's ascendant or rising sign in the horoscope is the Greenwich Meridian, GMT. So anywhere you are on the surface of the planet or the surface of the earth, be you in GMT +1 or GMT -1, or be in GMT +5 or GMT -5, it is first calculated or brought to the GMT for proper alignment. So how do you know your ascendant or rising sign? Long ago, before the advent of technology or computer or the software and application tools that make the calculation very easy and seamless, my dear, it was calculated manually with a lot of mathematical expression, and there are several books that you would need to be able to make this calculation possible, which are number 1, the ephemeris and the table of houses. I have a copy here. This is a copy of my 2025 ephemeris and the table of houses, and it contains a lot of mathematical expression which would need to go hand in hand to be able to give you the exact degree of the ascendant or the rising sign. For example, to calculate the ascendant, there's usually 4 minutes to 1 degree